Super fantastic sparkling day. Welcome to Porchlight Letters podcast number 2485. We are the ancestors of our future generations. That phrase was given to me by a wonderful lady called Francesca. We actually had her on the show. We actually had her on the podcast about a year or so ago. She's absolutely awesome. She's a playwright, writes musicals and things for Broadway, that sort of stuff. Very, very interesting lady. And we were talking about leaving a legacy and stuff. And she came up with that we are the ancestors of our future generations. I absolutely love that phrase and I use it where I can. But I always give credit to her for that. So today we're going to look at that because in genealogy, you are somebody's future family history. The stories you live today, the choices you make, the love you give, the memories you create, they will one day become the pieces of someone else's family story. So live your story because it matters. Every moment, every memory, every generation connected. Someday someone will say, I'm glad you were part of my story. And I am always grateful for my ancestors and the legacies that they have left behind for us to, in the way that they lived and what they did and the accomplishments that they had and the things that they survived has all become part of their story, and it's part of my story of who I am and where I come from. So when most people think about family history, they're focused on the past, the ancestors, the photographs, the records, the stories already written. But one day, future generations may look back and research you. They may wonder what your life was like, what mattered to you, what challenges you faced, what traditions you carried forward, what stories you left behind. There'll be, so the photos that you take today, the journals that you write, the recipes you share, the memories that you create with family, the kindness you show, all of it becomes part of somebody's future family history. Genealogy is not about preserving the past. It is not only about preserving the past, it is also about recognizing that we are living history right now. The stories we create today become the treasured pieces of somebody's family story tomorrow. And when you put it into perspective like that, it's sort of like, yeah, it can be a little overwhelming. When I first thought of, when Francesca first said, we are the ancestors of our future generation, I was just sort of like, oh my gosh, we are. Like it just blew my mind because I am so focused on researching family history and finding the stories and finding those connections and everything, finding the records, doing my little detective work, putting the puzzle together, all the stuff we talked about yesterday. I'm so busy doing that I totally forget that we are living history today. What we do today is going to matter in a few years or some years down the road when people in the future are going to look back at our lives and go, what stories did they leave behind? Who was this person? So the more that we can do now to preserve our story, not just the family history stuff, but also our own personal stories, then the more we're going to be able to leave behind for future generations. And they're not going to have to do so much. They'll probably still have to do some research, depending on how you do your stories and stuff and what you leave behind. But as a genealogist, I'm going to be leaving behind a massive tree full of information. Some of it's correct, some of it's not because of early mistakes I made, and I'm still paying for those years later, 20 years later when Ancestry first started. No, actually, it was more than that. I think it was like 1999 or the year 2000 when Ancestry started. Maybe it was 98 when Ancestry, whatever it was. I've been a member of Ancestry since day one, almost day one, the first year at least. We've got, sorry, I've got a frog in my throat again. Plus, I'm also totally exhausted right now too. But no matter what happens, today is always super fantastic and sparkling. So just have to deal with it. I've been up since 1 o'clock this morning. I had to start work at 2 a.m. New Zealand time, which was 8 a.m. Mountain time in the US, which is when I had to start work this morning. So it's been a very long day. And I just got off our mastermind call for our mastermind group, and now I'm doing this, and then I'm going to go and call it a day and just kick back and relax and read some more of Hope Rises and things like that. But we are working on stuff, and so now I'm sort of like, I need to be recording what I'm doing and things that I'm doing. How was today? And I've got my planner sitting here next to me, and I haven't looked at it since before I left on vacation, and I'm sort of up to go to the States for the cruise and the wedding. And I haven't touched it since I got back. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there is so much that I have to go back and put in there. Because usually it's a full size page size. So it's got 1 page per day. So there's lots of space to write the stuff that happened that day. So there's going to be a few blank pages in there, but I need to get that updated, and so I can start using it again. I keep looking at it, and I've got all my different color pens and highlighters here for everything that I use it for and all of that sort of stuff. So we will get that worked on. Oh, excuse me. My God, this weekend, I've got a 3-day weekend coming up, because in the States on Monday, it's Memorial Day, which means I get Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off, which is Saturday, Sunday, Monday in the States. So I get Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off here in New Zealand, which is going to be kind of cool, because I said to my parents, let's go and do something on Tuesday since I have the day off. And I know there's a couple of places they've wanted to take me to that are closed on Monday, so now we can go and visit those places because it'll be Tuesday and I have the day off. So this weekend, my goal is to get my planner up to date and ready to use for the coming weeks and all of that sort of stuff as well. So where are we at? Oh yeah. So of course this planner, actually, if I can take everything off it, it's still sitting on the 11th of April. But this will give you some idea so you can see how big this thing is. This is how big this is. It's full page. It's full page, but it's got like, you can see 1 day per page. So I can put my appointments and timetables down here, and then I can write out my stuff over here. The only problem is that this one starts at 7 o'clock in the morning. And so I wasn't thinking about that very well. And it finishes at 6:45 in the evening. So I wasn't thinking about that, because most mornings I'm starting work before 7 o'clock. Although right now I start work at 7 o'clock, but there are times I have to be up a little earlier for earlier meetings and stuff like that. So this is 1 day per page. I need to get it caught up. So I've just moved it to the top of the pile now, so it's not buried. It's going to make it easier access. So that'll be something I'll start working on this weekend and get it all caught up and everything else. And I'll be able to go back to some of the days to put memories of those days in there as well. This weekend, so talking about stories and recording our stories for future generations. This weekend on Sunday, on May 24th, doesn't matter what country you are in, it'll be based on the country that you are in. At midnight on May 24th, the release of No Matter What Happens by Tui Ross is a song that is going to be released. It is the story of the night that Brad passed. It's taken me a long time to write this, but I ended up doing it as a song. So that's one way that you can preserve your memories, is as a song, as a poem, as a piece of writing, as a story, however you want to do it. This one was done as a song, and it's come out so good. I don't know how many times I've listened to it already since I wrote it, and then got AI to do the music and use Tui as my singer. But it is just, it catches me every single time when I'll be singing along with it, and all of a sudden the tears start coming, and that's okay. They're sparkles of love. They're not tears, they're sparkles of love. So if you have any sparkles of love coming when you hear the song on Sunday, that's okay. You're allowed to. But it's just another way we can preserve history. And if you want to know about how to preserve history, preserve your stories, record your stories, the different ways that you can do that, scan the QR code up here, book a 30-minute call with us, and we'll go over some of the ways that you can preserve your story. You can record your stories in different ways. You can do it by video, you can do it by voice, you can do it by song, you can do it by poems, you can do it by writing, different ways and all of that. And we'll be more than happy to help you pick the best one that's going to work for you. Because what's the best way? That it's like anybody asks about, a system. You're using a system. What's the one that you're using? We need to find the system that is going to work best for you is the one you're actually going to use. If you ain't going to use it, it's not worth investing in it. If you are going to use it because it does everything you need it to do, go with it. Because I have tried many things over the years and found out that, this looks really great, but when I get into actually using it, it's sort of like, this just is not me. And it's gone by the wayside. So the systems that you're going to use are the ones that you will actually use. Those are the best systems for you, because you can turn around and talk about like CRM systems, customer relationship management systems. You can talk about your favorite one until you're blue in the face, because If the person across from you looks at it and goes, that's too hard or that's not going to work, they ain't going to use it. If they're not going to use it, it's not the right one for them. You have to find the right systems for you. It's like with all the AI stuff that's out there, there's a lot of ones. Which are the best ones? The one you're going to use. It's as simple as that. So when we talk about the different methods of recording your story and helping to put your story out there, there's different methods that you can use, and you might want to use all of them, and that's fine. You might want to use just one, and that's fine too. It's completely up to you. It's whatever is going to work best for you, and that you're actually going to use is going to be the right one. So with that, we are out of here. Go out, have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and just remember, we are the future generations. We're the ancestors of our future generations. So find a way to record your story in whatever method works best for you. And we will catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at